Hello, parents. It's Friday, September 15th, Digital Day 4 in the 5th grade. It's Mr. Schultz here. Give you a quick update on what we did today in math class today. We looked at prime factorization. We spent some time in our vocabulary notebooks defining prime factorization and then discussing about how we make this string of factors that is all prime. Here's another example of a vocabulary notebook of kind of the learning that we took place today. And in this discussion of prime factorization, we also linked it to exponents and how we can write these long factor strings by using exponents. Their homework tonight in math, many of them finished it in class today. I worked with a small group of students as well during work time, and we had a start of this. And so that was their homework assignment, only one sheet for the weekend. At the conclusion, after we worked on our homework for a little bit and answered some questions, we did an exit slip and went through that to make sure the kids understood the concept before we left for the weekend. Then we had technology with Mr. Swindell, and after that we had language arts. Today for language arts we took the challenge test and the pre-test, and all students should know what their score in that, so you can ask them about that. In the future we're gonna do it in the Spelling City program. Today we just did a normal spelling test as we're getting used to this routine of what it looks like on a Friday during a week of normal guided reading. We also went through the spelling activities or the spelling contract with the kids, and we discussed, again, how do we score this? What are the things that I'm looking at? It's important that the kids all fill out their sheets, and one of the things I talked about, here's just the students that I grabbed, and you can see that they scored 10 out of 10 points. For each 10 points you complete on the spelling contract, you get 1 out of 10 in the grade book. So if you do one activity, 1 out of 10. The minimum requirement is 6 out of 60 points or 6 out of 10. So the one thing I ask is when they turn this in that they attach their work to the spelling packet so that I have that and can make sure that they've practiced it, and then I stamp it with a stamp and give them their score out of 10 once I go through it. After the spelling test, students did an exit slip for our standard this week, which is a plot summary in their interactive notebooks where we started the week looking at the different parts of the plot. Today the students created an activity where they put in a pyramid with the different parts of the plot in there, and then they described, related it to the story that we read, and then I look at that to see if they understood the different parts of the plot. That brought us until about right before lunch. We had a science switch. My kids went to Mr. Hobbs today for science, and then I taught his kids science. During the afternoon period, we spent some time doing a short mini math lesson called Number Corner. Today we did what's called Drops in a Bucket, which is just a systematic review of 5th grade math concepts. I worked with a small group of kids during that activity, while others worked independently. And we did a little bit of writing. We talked about, hey, what is a topic we want to develop for our personal narrative? That brought us to the end of the day where we had library checkout for the first time. This weekend, really, there's not a lot of homework to think about except for reading out of their book club, making sure they're on their calendar schedule and answering their questions for that, making sure they finish this math sheet, which they had a great start on, and also making sure that they have enjoy the weekend and get ready for another great week of 5th grade. So besides the math sheet and the reading, as I think of next week, I can't think of anything else that the kids will have that will be due. They should be coming home with some library books if they decide to check them out as well. Have a great weekend. It was a great first week at school. Will update sometime today the Padlet with the PowerPoint presentation from Parents' Night last night if I get some time at the end of the day. Thank you so much for having such wonderful kids. It was a great week, and enjoy the weekend and take care.